Welcome to my new subscribers and the rest of my subscribers. Welcome. My name is Loretta, and I've come to understand after a lifetime of quiet listening that I walk between realms, between worlds, not as a psychic, not as a seer, but as something rarer, a medium of memory, feeling, and ancestral presence. Messages don't shout their way to me. They arrive like a breeze that won't leave the room, a phrase that echoes too many times to be coincidence, a knowing that lands before words ever form. My mother's tarot is a space born from lineage, my own, and the collective threads we all carry. Here I share readings shaped by intuition, soul work, and the language of archetype. My goal is not to predict your future, it's to hold space for you to recognize your own inner truth when it rises to meet you. You won't find theatrics here, but you may find yourself, and I welcome you. I am also an affiliate of the Homeschool Tarot Society, which was born May 30th, 2024. We just celebrated our first year anniversary. So that's pretty cool. There's about a dozen of us. Awesome, awesome group. Mostly women right now. We've got one man, and then we've got a visiting. We have visitors too. So Johnny over at the Apprentice Tarot, he's been over to visit during our get-togethers a few times. Pretty cool. I love the bunch. Okay, and I need to announce and remind that tomorrow, July 2nd, I will be on with Heart and Soul Connected, Allie, over at Heart and Soul Connected on YouTube here. And she's going to host. I'm going to be the guest. And also, I want to plug a few of my good camaraderie people out there. Cosmic Blue Avian, she's back, and I mean, she's got quite a plate full, but she is managing to put out some wonderful videos about once a month. So if you haven't caught up with her, because I know she, had some things to deal with at home. So, and she's still doing it. But we can give her our support by going over to her channel and watching her videos. She channels, and she's very, very good. So if she pulls any cards at all, they're oracle type cards at this point in time. She's amazing. And she's one of my Aussie soul sisters. Also, check in with BJ at BJ's Esoteric Musings. She is coming back online now, as is Cosmic and as me. I know I've been kind of sparse over the winter and the spring, evidently, but we've got crazy energy, like everybody knows, and we're getting through it intact. That's the plan. So please visit BJ's Esoteric Musings. She did a little canning, and she shares that with us. And before the energies got all crazy, I still am planning to make a trip down. I'm in Washington State, BJ's in Oregon. So, and we wanted to get together, and we still want to get together. And we were going to do some herbs and oils and oh, I love that stuff. Love it. So, yeah, I've done my little bit of soap making, and That's how I first got into it. I was desperate to find something that would help my skin. And so that's how I got into it. And I love it. And so her and I, we want to do something with oils and herbs and now and also I want to do the crushed crystals and gems and the little pieces that you put into. Anyway, there will be a video in the future when that trip transpires, but can't say when for now. But it'll happen. And I also want to give a shout out to Earth Spirit Tarot, Amy. Amy does great. She does celebrities and politics. So check her out if you haven't already. I know some of you have just have subscribed to all of these channels, and we really appreciate that. And if you haven't, if you're new and you haven't checked them out yet, please do. Also, Denise Fletcher Tarot. You know, she's new this year, I think. I may have that wrong. Denise will correct me. But she's really great. She does politics and she has a guide that channels through her. So she's beautiful. And I noticed that she is just off running gangbusters, doing different collaborations and such. So do check her out, Denise Fletcher Tarot. Okay. And they're all on YouTube. And then I haven't mentioned this to any of the gals, but I do want to do a special collab. And I would like, and I want to give a plug also to Tina and Marie. They are a cosmic crone conversation. That's a channel name, a cosmic crone conversation. They're both in Australia too. They're Aussies. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women. And they rescue dogs. They've got a big piece of property. And seriously, they rescue dogs. So if if you got a soft spot in your heart and can help buy dog food for them, please donate to their channel, please. But they've also gotten into, or they were having conversations about healing and all that stuff. And this was when I was doing tuning forks and stuff. And I wanted to do a collab with Tina and Marie, Cosmic Crone Conversation, BJ with BJ's Musings, BJ's Esoteric Musings, and Nicole, Cosmic Blue Alien, and myself, and Allie at Heart and Soul Connected. I haven't told her even. But anyway, I thought this panel of 6 would be just awesome. Awesome. So anyway, if any of you are watching, surprise, anyway, I think it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, the new consciousness in the 21st century is here now. So this would be fantastic. But anyway, that's my I guess they call it housekeeping. I want to catch up on. And tomorrow at noon, that's November 2nd, at noon, over on Heart and Soul Connected with Allie. It's where I'll be live. And let's see what else. I was going to look at my calendar, make sure. I just got my left leg done, and I did the post-op. I had in the big vein, not the artery, but the other big vein, there was a couple of weak spots, like if your tire's getting threadbare, that's what it, in my lay person head, that's what it looked like to me. So anyway, I had them go in with a fiber optic thread, and they threaded it. They go in around the knee, just below the knee area, and they put it down to the ankle. They thread it down that vein to the ankle, and they turn the heat on to dry out the blood, and then they and then they run it up to the groin, turn the heat on, drop the blood, and then the blood reroutes itself to the other veins that are healthy enough to handle the flow. And we've got valves that open and close. Well, mine weren't working. They're very bad, very, very bad in my left leg, very bad. So, but it's good. Everything went perfect on my left leg, and my left leg is happy. I could feel its happiness. And then Monday, we're coming up on the 7th, my right leg will get done. So, yay! No. And let's see, what else we got here? Oh, yeah, 13th of July. You see my little name down here? I have come to understand a tarot workshop for inner healing. The 13th is and it's 11 a.m. Pacific, noon Mountain, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Okay. And I have put a post on my post page on my channel that has the ID number and the passcode. If you want to come and check it out, see if it is something you are interested in. It is about healing. Okay. I mean, take a look outside your door. Do people need healing or what? Right? But this is kind of old school healing with the modern day touch. Let's call it that. I'm gonna talk just a second. I have come to understand a tarot workshop for inner healing. Now this uses the tarot cards. See, funny thing happened, I thought, oh, tarot cards, evidently I'm gonna help heal other people with it, or not heal, but help people learn, like me. I mean, it's a learning tarot. It's got all the bells and whistles, all the text, all that. I have learning disabilities, and I really struggled, especially with the court cards. I'm more visual than text. So anyway, I'm rolling along, and Spirit says we need a workshop for healing. Yeah. I mean, I already checked out 3 different other type of healing modalities, as you know, most of you have been here with me for a while. And I thought that's what, no, that's what, no, nope, nope, nope. And I did the last one. And I paid out a pretty penny for that lesson experience. There was a lot that it's not written down, but I found out in the workshop. And what I learned in the workshop felt like a dome had come over me and just kind of pinned me. I wasn't moving. I should move with this new knowledge, and I should, but no, I was pinned down, energetically pinned down. And after about 5 days, it started lifting up. And then the downloads started happening. And supposed to do this workshop. You see, 30 years ago, we have psyche selves. It's based on psyche selves, is what they call it, modern day terminology. It is about people, especially growing up in your childhood. We experience trauma, we experience stuff that, our little psyche just can't deal with at the time. It's too harsh. It's too, whatever it is, too much. We were not equipped to deal with. And so I did, don't know if you did or not, only you know, I compartmentalized those pieces of trauma. And the age that happened, I call those psyche selves littles. Now, there's a whole story goes back more than 30 years. I had a friend who she disappeared. Well, she didn't disappear. I thought she disappeared, but she's 2 grades ahead of me in school. And she had talked to the Army recruiters. And the following morning after graduation, they were at her place to pick her up and she was gone. So that's where she spent. That would be well, okay. We'll say 20 years. Yeah. 20, 25 years looking for me. And I am a rolling stone. And I have been since I was 17 years old. Probably started in high gear at 18. So not easy to keep track of. You've got to know my mother or family or how to go to that avenue because she always knew. But anyway, she was pretty damaged too, this friend. And she found a book and a work. These were hardback books. They were this, they were thick. And both the book and workbook were the same size. And she told me that she healed herself using the book and reading the book and using the workbook and doing the work. So I have no inclination of anything at that time. I mean, really, woo-woo-ness. Uh, I have my own angst with therapy, psychology, and all that. So at that time, which hasn't changed much over the years. And so I read the book and I tried to do a little bit of the work in the workbook, And one morning I'm on my way driving to work at the docks in Tacoma, Washington. And on the radio is a country music station. And the songs that they're playing, this is a fundraiser for abused and neglected children. They're raising money for, and I've just got the radio on, driving to work, when minding my own business. And suddenly there's a small baby in the car with me, crying in my right ear. There was some shock. I felt a bit alarmed. And then I remembered what I'd read, and I implemented that in comforting baby, me. And so I got her all settled down and everything, but I talked to her and, held her. But that was my first introduction to what is known as psyche selves, compartmentalized selves. That's what this workshop's about. It's about healing. our little ones that we carry around inside of us. And you'll know if this will help you or not. But anyway, that's what it's about. And that I can think to share of right now. But July 13th, and I'm going to bear it all there. You know, I'm bringing my authentic self, and I'm going to tell you all about it. And I'm going to introduce you to, we've got our something else that was gifted to me from the realm was the story of the small golden door, and that is located in the recesses of our heart. And behind that door is where the littles dwell within us. And I was downloading Sigil for the golden door. So I'll show you about that. So I've got a 7-card layout, which is the first part of this, with working with the littles, where we invite them, and we would say the mantra, the invitation, and with each question, and the third card is when they reveal how old they are. Okay. And I've got a tracking record log that I will introduce that to you. And we pull the information that goes on there. We pull off a template of a calendar that I created, which tracks the dates, the day that you practice, and invite your littles to commune with you and integrate. And so that information on the calendar, it's what goes on the tracking record. You know, so you've got a nice visual, you know, how many times they're coming out. I've got a summary of notes page. My the 6-year-old, she's really made a showing. So there's a part 2, a continuation, that I have communicated with a couple of my littles a couple of times. And but that's for after we go through the first workshop, 6-week course. And so anyway, I'll be talking more about it, but I do want to invite you, if come check it out. Maybe you'll decide that maybe this could help you. Or check it out and see if maybe you don't know of somebody in your life that might have the inclination to try this modality of healing. You're not going to be performing. You're going to be recalling during the workshop. Nothing is going to be recorded. This is a sacred space. The session on the 13th, there will not be a recording. In August 3rd, when the first workshop begins, there's none of it's going to be recorded. It's a sacred space, no recording. And so anyway, that's a little bit of it in a nutshell. So, okay, so how are we doing on time? My goodness, I think I probably went over. So I was wondering which layout to use, which tarot layout to use on the reading today. And what are we going to read on today? Well, I checked the headlines of YouTube and the readers and seers and sayers and all they're talking about. It seems that Elon might get deported. Oh, the muskrat. Because the dumpster fire, well, this could be a distraction. I mean, why not? Because what? They broke up and then they kissy face again, and now they're going to break up again. So very well could all be a ruse. But anyway, so I thought, okay, well, I've got oracles out here, but I'm going to pull 4 cards. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. So we're going to take a look. First card's going to show us the overall look for today with the dumpster fire and the muskrat. Okay. And then the second card's going to show us what the dumpster fire is seeing crossing his path today. And then the third card is going to show the dumpster fire's unfinished business. And the fourth card will be the dumpster fire's upcoming goals and objectives. Yeah. Okay. And I don't do politics. This just observation. Spirit's going to show us whatever spirit thinks. Oh, and I'm using the real life tarot deck. Last time I used this, one of the cards, I couldn't remember what it was supposed to be showing me. It was the frozen dinner. I've got my grandson, he's, oh man, on the 8th, he turns 23, turns 23. Yeah. Anyway, I had to ask him what a lot of these images were in this card or in this deck. Yeah, that's okay. He's cool. So let's see what the card's going to show us. And hey, you gotta laugh at this stuff. Oh, yeah. Flipped out this card on the mixologist. Okay, here we go. So I'll do this, and then I'm going to do some oracles. Obviously, I'm not going to sink myself into the politics. Yeah, this one flipped out. 25-hour power drink. You see, the morning after the 5th of November, 2024, the big takeaway for me, I'm not going to let him steal my joy or my life or anything else. And I decided then that I was going to throw myself into healing. And I have, learning it, introduced it on the channel here. Thought I'd land somewhere in one of those. Didn't have. I'm landed here in healing, using the tarot deck as a tool, as an aid in integrating our littles, healing ourselves. And workshop isn't about you telling your secrets to anybody. Not at all. The workshop is to introduce you to a way for you to work with yourself and healing yourself. Because nobody can do it for you. And I mean, nobody can do it for you. So I hope you'll check it out and decide. Maybe this is something that you could do. I'm also going to be asking for sponsorships from people who can afford to do that, to help those who can't afford to pay out for a workshop. So, okay. Overall outlook for today for the dumpster fire that sits behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office of BC. Overall outlook for today. Yeah, I'm gonna shuffle 4 times, you know. One more, and then I'm gonna start pulling. Missed. There we go. Okay. General outlook for today. Oh, we got the magician on deck for today. The orange orangutan is very busy. Yeah, very busy with his tools. Okay, what is crossing his path today? Ooh, some kind of meat hanging up right in front of him. There's a hanging, something's hanging him up. Those don't move fast either. They're slow. Push him down the line. Okay, yesterday's unfinished business for the dumpster fire that sits behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. Ah, the broken bed. Interesting, don't you think? Unfinished business. Wouldn't that be something? Well, you don't know who you're sharing a bed with. Because I don't. Upcoming goals and objectives that the dumpster fire has. Passport. He's got that flying palace sitting at the Pentagon, just waiting for him. And I don't believe, after 10 years of dealing with this mother effort, okay, they took it from my head. It was gone. Okay, sorry. All right. Oh, and the unseen energy here, the bottom of the deck, the shadow card. Look at that. He's scooping up all the money he can. See that? Chasing it like with a butterfly net type thing. Oh yeah. And behind that is the road trip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because there is the passports, you know. Like I said, he's got that flying palace sitting right there at the Pentagon waiting on him. And behind that card was anxiety. So yeah. I do. I expect that he's going to um fly off into exile. You know, that's I just I came out a while back, and it doesn't feel like anything's different right now. Where's my little what, put band on these right at the moment? Okay, so we shall see. We shall see. So he's working his magic today. He's got the magician come right out for him. Yeah. Hell of a magician he is too. Look at all that patch job on his robe, his clothing. Yeah. Heck of a magician job. Yeah. Yeah. Something heavy is crossing his path today. It's big, it's sizable. Unfinished business is the broken bed. Well, that could be the immigrant that is his wife and the mother of his child. Just, yeah. And yeah, coming goals, man. Passport, one ticket, one way ticket out of Dodge. Anyway, that's what I got on there. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so let's see. We could get a message to him, or do I want to use the karma cards in here? Oh no, let's do this. Okay, a prediction deck. Okay, prediction deck. Oh, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about my deck too. And, I'll be showing that off. By Consultants Tarot with Allie. Yeah. Okay. The predictions deck. The prediction deck. Let's do the same. I'll just ask the same questions as the predictions deck. How about we do that? Yeah. Outlook. Overall outlook for today. The overall outlook for today. This is regarding the dumpster fire behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. All that entails. Overall outlook for today. Overall outlook for Mhm. Planned outcome. Planned outcome. Oh, the magician in him to working it, working it, working it. So, what crosses the path today in relationship to the planned outcome? Okay. Portia, what crosses the dumpster fire's path to the dumpster fire that sits behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office? What crosses that? Yeah, it's at that. What crosses that? Okay. See, we got really, you think innocent, truthful? Innocent, truthful, really? As innocent and truthful. Could something innocent I mean, truthful, I could see maybe stopping him, with this. But innocent? Curious. I'm very curious to see what transpires in the next day. Well, coming up on the 4th. Something. All right. So yesterday's unfinished business. All right. I got the broken bed. What is the dumpster fire's unfinished business? Oops, yesterday's unfinished business. Yesterday's unfinished business. Right? Yesterday's unfinished business. All right, here we go. Spreading and mutating. Broken bed. Spreading and mutating. Innocent and truthful is crossing. Okay. Yeah. See, the thing is he can't do all this by himself. He ain't got that power. Not in reality. He don't. He's just one leg of the republic that allows for the democracy. All right. And why? Oh, why? Well, there's people both in the House and the Senate. I'm sure they've gotten their bank accounts padded to the hilt. They are owned. Maybe because of all the beds that they've broken or what they've done in those beds that have broken their friggin' lives and their friggin' ability to be above reproach and not be blackmailable. Spreading mutation on that. I mean, there's so many of them. And if it ain't that type of thing, it's something else to do with fraud or embezzlement or any number of white collar crimes that you want to throw a dart at. Okay? In that case, there are plenty of innocents involved. People that don't know. All right, now, upcoming goals and objectives. Yeah, let's see what we got here. The passport came out. So, the dumpster fire is sitting behind the Resolute desk in the Oval. What are the upcoming goals and objectives for the Ickmobile? Ish. What are the upcoming goals and objectives? What are the upcoming goals and objectives? Okay. Like I said, he's got a flying palace. He flies off into exile and leaves a wake behind him. And the shadow card on all this is health matter on the death. They haven't passed the billionaire's big, beautiful bill yet. Last I checked. But I've been busy for a few hours too, so wow. Okay, well, this too shall pass. Just remember that. This too shall pass. You know how badly this sucks. You know, and we're gonna, like Susan Lynn is always saying, and if you have not and checked out her, or you do not know who Susan Lynn is, the psychic medium, political predictor, and tracker of, she's pretty amazing. Anyway, check her out. Um, I'm at a place where I'm not listening to her even. I've got to go into the zone of mine. And but I do check the titles out. I may pop in for 10 minutes and then bail out, you know. I'm really not listening to any of it. I can't. I got to stay in this healing mode. I've got an objective, and that's where I'm going. Okay, so let's look next here. This is probably going to be a little lengthy one. That's okay. You can always pause it. The Prism Oracle. All right. So for us, let's look at the outgoing energies, the energies we're currently dealing with, and the incoming energies using the Prism Oracle. Worship. I hope you're doing something for yourself where you are checking out of all that drama and trauma and shit going on outside the door. Right? Plant a flower, you know, do something to shift gears, turn that friggin' TV off, stop streaming, read a book, you know, books will take you on adventures. Find a good adventure to read and just get lost in it. Give yourself time to heal and recuperate from the crap that they are shoveling upon us all. They're trying to bury us. Don't let them. I'm not letting them bury me. Don't you let them bury you. All right. Okay. We've got outgoing energies. Rest. Okay. Now I'm going to pull the book and read out because sometimes these cards, you think, really? But the book explains it really good. So what you see is not always what it is. They're true. Current energies, isolation. Kind of hard to see, but that's what it says down there, isolation. Incoming energy. Now remember, if you're familiar with tarot, it means rebirth. We got the death card, transformation. This is going to be a pivotal. We're in big stuff. Get the book. I think I marked all of it. I tried to. Yeah, I did. Good. Now I was having time here. Okay, rest. Did I put any? Yeah, I did. I got them. Okay, we're in the green. Rest. Here it is. Rest is essential for all beings. This card symbolizes the need for a little extra downtime to recharge. By giving yourself your body, yourself and your body, the rest you need, you'll conserve the energy to achieve your goals with clarity and purpose. So get that rest. And you can rest by reading a book, or planting a flower, It's a different kind of rest, It doesn't have to be sleep through it, That don't work. I don't sleep through it. You read a book, you'll get a download. You'll get guidance, you'll get help. But you got to disengage from what's going on outside the door. Okay, isolation. Our current energy, they dub it isolation. Well, I had that color wrong, didn't I? Okay, what other color is it? I thought it would be a white color. It's not. It's gotta be something. Purple, white, purple. No, man. I couldn't have lost it. Yeah, it should be in here. And part of this book, it's really good, but part of this book is they're falling apart. The binder's coming out of them. I've used it a little bit. There it is. There it is. Right where it's supposed to be. I just didn't see it. Isolation. This is the current energy. Being isolated can feel lonely, but it can also be tremendously healing. When you're feeling secluded, it can be a time to learn more about yourself, to dive down deep into the parts of yourself that you can't reach when you're around others, and learn the importance of some alone time. Give yourself the chance to heal and to rediscover yourself. Yep. Okay, now the death card. The last one here. Okay. Here we go. The death card in a reading is not about literal death, but instead about a phase or a cycle of your life that is dying out. Like the leaves falling from branches in the fall, this part of your life needs to die out to create space for new leaves to emerge in the spring. This can sometimes be difficult, and it's only natural to mourn if you feel like you need to. Just know that a whole new phase of your life is getting ready to begin. It's true. We've been talking about this for a long time now. We've been talking about this. And on the underside, is that purple? It is purple. The shadow card here is sadness. So I'm going to read that too. All right. Just because the last card there was death, and it just seems I'm being told yes. Being told yes, I need to do that. I need to do that. Okay. See, what color is it? If it ain't purple, maybe it's a bluish. I'm going to be like color challenged. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe. Yep, there it is. It's in the blues. And of course it is. Sadness. It would be in the blues, right? I'll show you the color. It looks, I know it's all depends on the light. So, and behind the sadness card is caution and then protection. And then strength comes along. And ghost comes along. And then success. Transformation. No, successful. All right. Sadness. Sadness can be demonized as an unwanted emotion, but it's part of being human. Without sadness, we cannot truly appreciate the other feelings that will come after and uplift us, that will come after and uplift us. This card is a reminder that sometimes you need to feel sadness in order to heal and return to normalcy. Like all things, it passes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. And I said, I got oracles. I got oracles out. Spirit message. Yep. Yep. Okay, here we go. I'll do one pull and then we'll look at the shadow. Right? For the collective. For the human souls. For all the human souls. All the human souls here on planet Earth. Bring us all the souls. Here we go. Okay, see, this is the card, Spirit Message Oracle card, and then it's just got printing. All right, I'm gonna read it. You are feeling somewhat confused by the events that are unfolding around you and the various seemingly contradictory information that is coming your way. Trust your instincts and do what they are telling you to do, and you will learn a lot about yourself and the direction you want your life to take. I'm going to give you Spirit, just share with you. I was with my friends yesterday. They took me to the post op. They shared with me. They took a little trip. We went on a few days, and they had one cat, and they had to leave it with I think it was his sister. Both of them woke up that morning. Their body, their heart intelligence, their body intelligence, their gut intelligence was telling them not to do that. Do not leave that cat over there. It shouldn't go. Both of them. They spoke to each other about it. It was that profound. But they went and did it anyway. The cat died. It fell. It had a fall. It broke its back. And so, and I mentioned this because I talked to them. What brought this up is that I talked to them about the heart intelligence and the body intelligence, and they said, yeah, we had that. We should have listened. So this is what they're talking about. If you get pangs in your heart, in your body, in your gut telling you something, listen. Because from here up is corrupted programming. Got it? Since your birth, you've been receiving corrupted programming. Listen to your heart intelligence and your gut intelligence, your body intelligence. Don't listen to this. Don't listen to this. Sit quietly with yourself and let your heart and your body guide you. Okay, so that's what Spirit wanted me to get across. No uncertain circumstances. Okay. Okay, now the shadow card, all right, the bottom. Focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. This is very good stuff. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought patterns so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. So true. So true. Okay. And now I should probably shut this down. And I will after one more. The Palladians. They've just been the best for closing out. So I'm closing out with the Palladians. All right. Are you hanging with me? Or you need to come back? I hope you're still here. All right. The Palladians. I love my Palladians very much. The Palladians were here before the Archon. Archons showed up and they said, "Man, we don't want to share a planet with these a-holes." So they left. Found the Seven Sisters. True. There you go. One more shuffle. And we pull. All right. What we got? Is sacred union? Yeah, is sacred union. It looks like they're walking into a portal, right? Together. A tunnel of light. Okay. These guys this is the shadow. They've been showing up a lot too. The planetary guardian. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read. Oh, Sacred Union. That's the number 15. Sacred Union. Oh, yeah. Okay. Number 15, Sacred Union. Here we go. Here. Okay. We, the Palladians, see the energy of sex as beautiful, as a beautiful union for one to merge into the greater totality of the universe. These unions or partnerships don't simply procreate, which our society has elected to continue, but actually serve as a high form of energetic practice which expands one into the ultimate field of cosmic knowing. You know, did you hear that? The what do you call that? God, it's been a while. Um, okay, I got it. The word it escaped me. It's been so very long. Um, Climax. When you climax, if you climax, that is what they're talking about. That field that you get to experience and open yourself up to. I know. Okay, so I'm gonna read it again. So now we know where they're going here. We, the Palladians, see the energy of sex as a beautiful union for one to merge to the greater totality of the universe. I tried to hit that a few times. These unions or partnerships don't simply procreate, which our society has elected to continue, but actually serves as a high form of energetic practice, which expands one into the ultimate field of cosmic knowing. I suggest if you have somebody you can, try it. You both might like it. We have observed how sex on your planet has been abused and misused in many ways. Outdated forces have attempted to guide humanity astray from its natural, expansive properties in order to impose a narrow, boxed-in pleasure model. Okay, where we at? But as the hues break free from previous, as the hues, that's you and me, humans, we are hues, they call us hues. As the hues break free from previous cycle conditions and reclaim their universal awareness, they too will reclaim the way they view sex and enter into a higher awareness of a potency and unionship. Potency and unionship. I could get on board with that. The sacred union card arrives when you are being given the opportunity to reshape what sexuality represents to you and clear out any outdated cache of guilt and shame imposed upon you through false religion or societal programs. Now is a good time to explore the sacredness of sexuality and engage in healthy practices to expand your soul awareness. In addition, this card can indicate that a romantic influence is near, or you are going to go deeper into your sacred partnership or begin a new journey. Use this time to honor your sacred temple. See yourself as holy and know that the energy of sexuality births planets and may be used for universal harmony. Reclaim the sacred practice for the benefit of all future generations and proclaim sex is beautiful, sex is healthy. I open myself to sacred sexuality. Oh, hey, couldn't end this any better. Mwah! Be happy, go forth, multiply. At the very least, get it on with the one you love most. If they're agreeable, of course. Oh, I love it. What a great way to escape, man. Hey, and clears your mind and allows for the downloads. Hey, if you don't want to garden outside in the dirt, go garden in the boudoir, you know? Make your spouse, partner, whatever, special little candlelight dinner or candlelight lunch or whatever gets you going. All right? I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Thumbs it up. Subscribe if you haven't. I hope you found this enlightening, at least entertaining and beneficial. And remember, love yourself, love the others, and be the light because you are the light. You really are. All right? I love you. Take care of yourself. Do something good for yourself. Today, look in the mirror and say, I got your back. I love you. All right? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.